So I've gone to New Cross, gone to Lucia, my brother's in the school, picked up my brother, gone to my grandma's. Furthermore, saw some of the man there was an altercation going on. You know, Lucia, go and see the altercation. Then I've gone to my grandma's, gone home. And you're talking about Simpsons. My brother's turned on the TV to put on Simpsons because he loved it, BBC 2, 6 o'clock every day. Then as he's done that, boom, boom, boom. Then we looked at the blinds and there's bare people with suits just running around the house outside, you know what I mean? Open the door, are you Tristan? Like, yeah. Then they said, oh, we're charging you with murder of so-and-so.
Bismillah. And today we have a dear friend of mine, Tristan. Thank you for coming through, bro.
You're welcome, man. My pleasure.
Some of you, obviously, if you're from the Lewisham area, might know him as Rhymer. And yeah, take us back. Obviously, I've known you for several years because you're from the local area. Know you through Stefan as well. You know, a good friend of mine personally. And go back a bit. Where are you from originally? Raised here, born here, come here?
Yeah, so I was born here. Okay. I was born in Guy's Hospital.
Okay.
Grew up in my nan's house, my grandma's house, Ladywell.
Okay. Always Ladywell?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I don't know why I thought you lot was from Catford for some reason.
No, then the first house I grew up as a child would have been Brockley.
Okay.
So like a road next to Turnham, Avignon Road. Yeah.
Okay, so originally you lot was raised in Brockley then?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And how many like brothers, sisters?
So I'm the eldest of 4 brothers.
4 brothers? How come
I'm the eldest of 4, 3 brothers. I've got 3 younger brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always known just you two.
Yeah.
Where's the other 2?
They're around. They're good boys. Yeah, straight good boys. Yeah.
MashaAllah. Okay, I never knew that. Well, like all these years, I never knew there was 4. I just thought there was 2 of you, man. Crazy. How was life growing up then? Obviously, we know about the streets and we'll get to that, but how was life in Brockley those days?
I grew up a happy child, you know. Grew up happy. Fortunately for me, I had mum and dad at home. You know, I had the family nucleus at home.
Till old age, yeah?
No, until about 8, 9-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Was mum and dad around?
Yeah. Primary school, I enjoyed primary school.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 8, 9, the family started to break apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you noticed it at that age, if you look back now?
Yeah. Looking back, I noticed it.
And then from then, you're saying what pops weren't around? Yeah,
so I guess the relationship between mum and dad broke down. Dad had to leave the house. And then, mum was raising us day to day, but my dad was always around, you know, pick us up. He'd still pick us up from school, you know. By the time I was 9, he was taking me to football. I played for a local team called Carib. No, Moonshot at first.
Okay, New Cross.
Yeah, Moonshot at first. You take me Moonshot. And then I played for Carib. And yeah, then eventually...
Carib short for Caribbean or something?
Yeah. It was created by an amazing gentleman called Lee Lang.
Okay.
Like one of the first person I kind of look up as like a community leader. You know, I heard that, if my memory serves me right, the team was created in the 70s to give community spirit to those from the Caribbean and play football, Sunday League football. And then by the time in the 90s, I joined that team, yeah.
Okay, and he was still coaching?
He was like the chairman, you know. The ground was at...
Black brother?
A black man, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lang. That sounds like Chinese to me.
Yeah.
They're mixing maybe.
Yeah.
It's mixing it.
A lot of brothers from New Cross, Deptford, would play for Carib.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'd have like first team, a second team. Yeah.
Cool. So dad was in your life. It wasn't that, because most obviously you know the story. Sometimes you have the story of dad wasn't around, so we ended up on the streets, road. Rare.
Dad was around.
Dad was around.
And I had aunties, uncles on both sides, grandparents on both sides. So
to the family was there.
Family, yeah.
So how did it then? 8, 9, all is good. 10, I'm guessing dad's obviously taking you school and whatever, or football, as you said. How or when would you say you started to then drift to the road so-called side?
I would say probably secondary school, because after Brockley, we moved to New Cross Road.
Okay, from Brockley to New Cross.
Yeah, New Cross Road, right opposite the bus garage.
Okay, New Cross Gate kind of
thing. New Cross Gate, sorry, New Cross Gate. And then I went to the secondary school, Blackheath Bluecoats.
Okay, that's far from where you live.
Yeah, I guess those times it was seen as like a very good school.
Mm.
And even people from Brixton and Peckham
Used to come there.
used to go to that school, you know. But at that time, you know, being from New Cross out of the area. So this is my first inkling of postcode wars.
Okay.
Because the boys from up the road, Woolwich,
Yeah.
Cherry, would come and trouble people. And
At that age?
Yeah.
Year 7?
Year 7. But they're troubling like people in year 9, year 10.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to decipher like, wow, these people don't like us because we're from
New Cross or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the village at them times. I know obviously the village and ghetto used to have beef.
Yeah.
But that was like a bit older, like Nasir, Ray or Redman, those kind of age groups. Cool. So once you went to school, but prior to that, there was no gang affiliation.
No, I was just a happy kid living on New Cross Gate,
Playing football.
Going Somerville Adventure, see my cousins running.
The one in Queen's Road.
Yeah, I'd go adventure there, or I'd go around the corner to Monson and see my cousins around there. I had a cousin in Deptford, I had cousins in the ghetto, so I was a happy kid that had free football, could go and just see family where, you know what I mean? So yeah, none of that.
Crazy. Talk to us then, obviously, Blackheath Blue Coat?
Yeah.
How that started to, because Blackheath Blue Coat is known to be a good school. So was it in the school that it turned left or outside of the school? Because what I used to remember is that you'll have good schools and then so-called bad schools will come to the good schools and try to pickpocket and take people's stuff. And was that the kind of narrative?
No, that never really happened while I was attending there. So I was there for 2 years. And while this was happening, the family breakdown was happening even more. So when I was 8, my mum's dad passed away, my biological granddad, right? And for my mum, I guess like when I do my work with the young people, like I describe it to them. For my mum, it was probably like a punch from Anthony Joshua. It took the wind out of her that her dad passed, you know? And I think it kind of mentally messed with her. Okay. And that's what kind of transpired in the breakdown of the relationship between my dad, you know? So then...
she had a proper, connection with her pops?
Yeah. And then my mum had substance abuse. Substance abuse took part. Okay. So by the time I was living in New Cross Gate, yeah, things was rough. The way mum was looking after me and my brother, yeah. And my dad identified this. So by the time and I didn't know what was going on, but in my heart, there was just something like, something's not right. So I started to act up in school. Year 7, year 8, I was acting up. And I remember I was put on report. I enjoyed school, but I couldn't focus in school. Because when I'm going back home, something's not right.
It's not like you're going back home, food on the table.
Yeah, it's not.
Study time, learning time, playing time.
And parents are always just bickering, beefing, you know what I mean? And we're witnessing that. Yeah.
So year 7 and that, you went a bit left.
And then my dad got custody of my brother and I when I was in year 8. So I was about 12, 13. And then he put me in, he said like, the mixed school ain't working. It's not a mixed school thing. You're going to an all-boys school.
Okay, so you took it from Blackheath Blue Coat.
And to St. Joseph Academy.
Okay.
Green Blazers. Yeah.
And I know the narrative changes slightly from there.
Yeah. So like, as a young man, for me, it was like, I'm coming to this school a couple years later. Where do I fit in? Lots of testosterone, lots of egos.
What would you say is the difference? Because I've never been to a boys' school. What's the difference from a mixed school to a boys' school? Do you remember?
Yeah, there's a lot of ego, a lot of pride, a lot of machoism.
In the boys' school?
In the boys' school, yeah. It does happen in the girls' school because obviously the man them are acting up for the girls. Yeah, but not so much.
A bit softer in the
everyone can have their own little corners, but in the all boys school, it's just you can just feel that energy. You know what I mean? It's boisterous.
I can sense it's like prison, maybe. I don't know.
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Like who's what? Who's the main man? Who's this? And
yeah, similar. That energy is similar because then you have the guys that kind of have control of the playground, whether it's pat ball or football. You walk in past a man's football, you might get a little rush in. You got the boys over there selling donuts, you know? You got the boys in the corner selling donuts.
Serious?
Yeah.
That sounds like prison.
It is. When you say it like that,
it sounds like prison, bro. Like the proper prison yard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Then the bell rings and everyone...
everyone has to bounce. That's mad. You never think that school is like that, bro.
It's not until you said that analogy, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as you said about ego and testosterone, I just thought, that sounds like prison, bro. That's how it is. Like in prison, when you go to, especially to a new wing, you got a main man, you got a group that's like the main group, then you'll have the Neeks or whatever it is.
But then in school, you got that in many years as well. You got year 7, year 8, year 9.
Yeah,
you got it in many years.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you at that time feel like part of Lewisham? And I mean like with everybody else in Lewisham, you know, I don't know, from your time, was there split within Lewisham?
No.
Or was Lewisham all kind of like, you know what, one in terms of, was it a ghetto boys area? Was it past that? How did you feel? Or was there splits between the different ends and areas within Lewisham? How did you feel when you were in year 8, year 9, St. Joseph?
Yeah, so I felt the togetherness in the area.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see no split. So obviously, you know, you got the boys from Broccoli, you got New Cross Ghetto Boys, you got the Peeps, you got some from Deptford that kind of call themselves something different, but you're all connected. You know, you go Lewisham, High Street, MacD's, you see all your people. You know, there's no you can go Catford though. Yeah, we chilled in Catford, Sega Zone days. There was Sega Zone. But everyone couldn't come Sega Zone, only certain people, you know what I mean, could come Sega Zone or whatever, you know what I mean? So, but they weren't a divide. They weren't a divide within the borough. I didn't see no. And I had a cousin in Lower Signum as well. So in the summertime, like 6 weeks holidays, I could stay with my aunt and my cousin, go to the Signum Adventure.
Okay.
Yeah. Be around with him, learning what Signum's like. No, there's no divide in them times.
Was it Vic was from Broccoli, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vic was from Broccoli.
Yeah, he went to my school as well.
Yeah, I remember he went to St. Joseph's as well.
Similar age group, no?
Couple years younger.
Okay. I mean, in terms of moving forward, in terms of the schooling years, you said you enjoyed school, especially maybe the early years. One, how did you do in your school? Secondly,
Imam wants you to tell him what you got, A's, B's.
Now, how did you do? And, you know, doing well or not doing well, what was the impact on
So I'd say that my dad's decision taking me out of the mixed school did improve my education because, again, as much as there's competition in the playground, there's competition in the classroom, you know? And some of the brothers that were rougher and tougher, they were very smart in the class.
Okay.
You know? I started from top set in maths. Then over the years, I kind of slid down to like mid-set. I enjoyed history and English, and I really liked art as well. Yeah.
I don't know. But I always said, obviously I know more Steph, so I always used to say to Steph, like, you're intelligent guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're on the streets and we're doing badness, but you can tell people who are intelligent, how they articulate themselves, how they think about topics, etc. So do you take that back to, because if you're saying you was also kind of inclined like that, do you take that back to maybe your dad was inclined towards knowledge and reading and
that was the household. So my dad started, when my dad, just before he got custody of my brother and I, he was finding himself, and he chose the path of Rastafari. Yeah. And within the house, there was always books. There was, like, even on the floor, he'd have certain books laid out. And looking back now, I could see what he was doing. He was trying to
educate you.
Yeah, subtly. Like, even my dad was a DJ as well, prior, and even up to today. And even the music he would play, I'm looking back and like, oh, he played that music because he was trying to make us hear it, you know? So the knowledge come from the household. So even elders from this mosque, you know, Uncle who buried, and there's a couple other elders that used to come to the house, and they would just reason. And you know, our generation, we listen. We don't talk. We don't get involved in adults' conversations. So you hear different aspects of life, religion, perspectives, and their reasoning. And then me and my brother would go to the playground and we'd share that, or we'd replicate that, or we'd you know. So it's opening our worldview at a younger age and understanding people and walks of life and stuff. So yeah.
Because you meet some people and you just know you're unintelligent due to the conversations they have. And so like I'm saying to you, when I'm chatting to your brother or whatever, and we're having debates about history, and I'm thinking, I know my household was like that. Like my dad will be just watching the news 24/7, comes from work, he's watching the news. So with him, you don't want to watch the news, but you're having to watch the news. So you hear the politics in Palestine, and this place and that place, and you're just thinking, when is he going to turn this off and let me watch Pokemon or whatever I want to watch? You understand? So I can understand now. And that's, if we go back to it, the empowerment of having a father figure at home, actually.
Important.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Them little subtle informations they're giving you, not even forcing it down you like, son, you must read this. It's just, look, I'm reading this. I'm listening to that.
The only time he did that is when I got suspended once.
Okay.
I got suspended and he gave me a book and he was like, these pages, you got to write it out.
Yeah.
The book was called The Power of the Spoken Word.
Okay.
Yeah. And I still have the book to today, yeah?
What was it about?
How to interact with people, how to articulate yourself, how to carry yourself, yeah.
Power of the spoken word.
That's after reading that you became a rhymer.
Yeah, you see? Yeah, poetic rhymer.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. It sounds like, I don't know if you watched Simpsons when you was younger, but I had to do and write on the board, like, I shall not do this, I shall not do this. That's what it made you do, basically.
Yeah.
But what that does is what now? It disciplines you.
It does, yeah. And it sets the tone for how you're going to be brought up. And the relationship between child and father, you know, and what to expect, and the boundaries, you know. And then I understood as well that in somewhat I kind of I represent my family, innit? So when I'm out there, I represent my family to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
In because you're the oldest in that way?
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of, you know, like I mentioned the name Rhymer. Yeah, when did that come about?
Probably about year 9, in St. Joseph's.
So you started rapping or something?
Yeah, I like to rap, but I didn't really tell a lot of people. I like to rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that like the time as people started battling or something? I don't know. Why?
Well, at that time it was garage, innit? It was garage, but I really like rap music.
American rap music. Yeah, there was no rappers in England.
No, there weren't no rappers in England. No, well, there was, but we wouldn't have known them. They were like the proper like forefathers of UK rap.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, because my dad was a DJ, and uncle that we buried, they was a DJ. Yeah, there was.
When you keep saying uncle, he's got Uncle Abdullah.
Abdullah. Uncle Abdullah. They're related, I
Bro, one day I was in like South Norwood. And then I see the younger...
Isa.
Is it Isa?
Isa, his nephew.
Yeah. And then I see Ryman. I'm thinking, how you don't know each other? That's my cousin, didn't you know? I was thinking, nah. I've seen the brother from the mosque like for years. He told me, that's Uncle. It's crazy how the link up is, man. Yeah. So you lot had like someone who was Muslim in your lot's household in essence. And that was prior to Islam that he was doing the whole music thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously prior to became Muslim only, 20 years ago?
Something like that. 25 years ago,
25 years ago. Yeah. Okay. So move on then a bit. Year 9, you're doing obviously some rap music. These times I'm guessing people are naming each other graph names. You called yourself Rhymer based on what? You just like rapping or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Why did you choose, or I'm not going to say why, did you choose the street life at that age? Did you say to yourself, I'm going to be a street person, or was it the environment is like this and I'm part of this environment now?
So when I was in Black Youth Blue Coats, again, I didn't understand the postcodes wars, right? Because we're going to school, we're innocent children, we're going to school. These guys are coming to our school saying, what phones, jackets, they're trying to take people's phones, jackets, trainers, whatever. And then in St. Joseph's, you got a dynamic where there's boys from Peckham, there's boys from Brixton, there's boys from East London, then there's boys from Lewisham, New Cross, Deptford. And then now we understand that there's these invisible boundaries, there's postcodes, there's gangs. And I know that I grew up in Brockley, so I identify myself with the man them from Brockley.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Did you identifying yourself with a particular area? Did you get into look, the Ghetto Boys was a gang. Were you part of the Ghetto Boys, or was it something different? Or was it just, look, you know what, I got a group of friends, they're from my area, I'm just with them? Or was it kind of like, you know?
Yeah, we didn't sit down and say, well, I can speak for myself. I didn't think, I'm from Brockley, so I'm a Brockley boy, I'm a gang member, I'm going to get involved in crime. No, it's just, these are people that I identify with, they're from my ends. So these are my brothers, these are my people. They go the same way home. Furthermore, I know your mum knows my auntie, my dad.
Yeah. I think that's how most people are though. I think it's the so-called news or that just makes it look like it's some organized crime and people sit down and say,
it's inherent in us.
This is our graph name. This is our post. Like, no one does that. But like you said, it's in you're raised in an area. People call us so-called this. If we are this, we are this.
And at that time, you do see elders that when you look back, you know, that's glamorization. They glamorize a life to me, but you don't know that. You're just seeing them and saying, oh, they walk a certain way. Hold on, they got that type of clothes. Hold on, people gravitate to them. Hold on, the girls like them. Okay. Oh, they're from Artens. Okay.
I want to be like that.
Yeah.
And it's not even like they're necessarily promoting the
No,
thing.
they're not. They're just being themselves.
So from that now, year 9, year 10, like I said, the question was, did you feel like you chose that life, or in essence, the environment kind of said, this is what I'm on now?
No, not even really, because my path was football at that time. At this time, I was getting kind of I was getting scouted by football clubs. So like from primary school, I played for my primary school, as we do. My dad's pushing me in football. Remember, my dad's my football coach on the weekend, Sunday, innit?
Okay.
So Sunday's pushing me football. I got scouted for a couple clubs like Wimbledon, Chelsea, this, that. So my mind is football, but I'm not fully locked in, because Monday to Friday in school,
Tipsy-turvy.
yeah, it's that. And then Sunday, Saturday, or midweek, if I get pulled out midweek to go to this football or that, you know. So
you're busy on the weekends. So on the weekends, you wasn't like on the streets or anything?
No
like
way,
this?
no way.
So, I mean, he probably knows you better, Abdul Latif. So when you mentioned in terms of, okay, I'm from Broccoli, yeah, I've got my friends, I've got my your brothers, that's my kind of like ends. I never knew you or of you to be doing crime though. Do you understand? Yeah, some brothers are, they're selling drugs or something, or other stuff, or robbing. So I heard of you, Raima, but okay, he's from that area, but he's not doing this. So the question is really, did you get into that lifestyle? Talking about crime or something? Or no, I was just around that area. Other people might have been doing it, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I did get into crime. But also, while doing crime with some of my peers and my friends, I had my dad's voice in the back of my head. So like, I had core values in my head, innit?
Okay.
But yeah, I did get involved in crime.
Okay.
Yeah, I did get involved. I'm not gonna paint it. Not as deep as others.
Okay.
Not as deep as others. Yeah.
Okay. I want to come to, I don't know if you feel comfortable speaking about your specific case.
Yeah.
Which was, okay, it was a punch, resulted in a guy dying, and resulted in you going to prison. Can you speak about the backstory to that? What led to, what happened after that, and how that impacted you in your life?
Okay, it's amazing you brought that up. And I say it's amazing because it's the first time I want to touch on it in the 23 years. Yeah. Before we touch on it, I would like to say to the family, if they ever do see this, sincerely, I'm sorry for your loss. And what I'm going to share now is just to give perspective from my side. Okay? So, again, an opportunity was given to me via football. I was scouted for a scholarship with Fulham. And it's in my last few months of, study leave, year 11. So again, I should be locked in with football because I got picked from Carib for this scholarship, like a 6 weeks program, and then I move on to Fulham to be a young scholar. For the last few months, Steph was getting into some altercations with a brother in year 9 and the young man that lost his life in year 10. I'm year 11.
So it's the same school?
Yes. So Steph's in year 7, one brother's in year 9, another's in year 10. Over a few months, Steph's having altercations with the brother in year 9. I don't really know what over. They're having altercations. My dad's written letters and phoned the school and said, yo, this keeps happening to my son. He's just started to school. Are you lot sorting it out? They're saying, yeah. There's a time in the playground I come into contact with the young man that lost his life. Yeah. The boys in my year, I've robbed his Game Boy. I've said to the man, don't do that. Got his thing back, gave it to him. Back in the days, this is how old we are. National Record Book of Achievements, NRA. You write down what you want to be when you're older, what you want to do in your next stage of leaving school. They had an NRA day where you got to come in and see the head about moving on to college or sixth form. Okay. So me and my dad have come in and there's an ambulance outside the school. And my dad said as a joke, I bet that's for Stefan, as a joke. We've gone in through the gates and a boy's run up to me, a boy who I've previously had an altercation with because he touched Stefan. Yeah. So he's run up to me and he's like, yo, your brother's got violated. Someone pinned him up to the wall of a chair and woo, woo, woo. I'm like, what? And then my dad said to the head, see, I've told you, I've been making contact with you to pattern, like, what's happening? Like, this has been ongoing. So we've left it as that. Apparently my brother's pushed the brother in year 9 and he's cut his face on like a door lock. Hence why the ambulance was there.
The year 9 kid.
The year 9 brother. So that's the younger brother to the young man that lost his life.
Steph, though.
No, it wasn't for Steph, but Steph was involved.
Okay.
Yeah. Finished my GCSEs. No more green blazer. Yeah. That's in the cupboard. Yeah. Now I feel like a big man, you know, like 16, thinking a big, Summer holidays. I'm on this Fulham scholarship. Yes. And then on the off chance, one day in Lewisham, some boys from the school said, yo, my man's round the corner that violated your brother. I'm like, swear. So I've gone round the corner and I've said, yo, what's going on? You're touching my brother. But now, let me go back a bit.
That's the same year 9 kid.
No, this is the brother in year 10 that lost his life. Now I'm seeing the older brother that's in year 10.
The one that got sliced was the year 9 one?
Year 9, yeah.
Okay. But they're brothers?
Yeah, because they both was having altercations with Steph. So the year 10 brother held him up with the chair.
Got you.
Yeah.
To go back into something.
Yeah, I want to go back to something because for any young people that are watching this year, and even in your faith, and even in life, we know that we say that there's power in the use of the word, isn't it? When you're saying stuff, there's power in what you're saying. And I remember one day when someone was talking about the older brother, I did say under my breath to myself, "What should I catch him? I'm gonna kill him." But that's anger, right?
Of course.
You don't
probably when you in the moment when you heard
in the moment, yeah. So when I've seen the brother now, I've gone up to him and I'm saying, "Yo, this is the last time you touched my brother." And then I punched him. He fell to the floor. And I was with a friend and he was saying some stupid stuff to the guy on the floor and I said, "Leave him. Leave him alone." And I said, "Get up. Don't touch my brother ever again." And he went on his way.
So he got up?
Yeah, he got up and he went on his way.
Crazy.
A lady came up to me and was like, "Oi, what are you doing to him?" And I'm like, "Shush, man. Shut up. You don't know what he's done to my brother." Some guys in a car like, "What are you doing troubling him?" I'm like, "Shut up." Gone on my way. The rest of the day, chilled. It's one punch. What I'm thinking, right?
He actually got up, stood up and walked away?
Yeah, he walked away to the bus stop.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I turned my back and I went towards Lewisham. This happened at the bottom of Belmont Hill, the hill of my school. So,
yeah, like where the bucket mouth now
the bowling alley is.
Yeah.
Right there.
The police station is right there.
Yeah. But the police station weren't there them days, was it?
We weren't there, no.
And then what happened after that?
The next day I got a phone call from the friend that I was with that was saying stuff to him while on the floor and he said, "Yo, have you heard that my man from yesterday passed away?" And he was like, "But it's probably not even you anyway, but I'm just letting you know what I heard." So when he said that, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely what happened yesterday. He's like, "Nah, man, that's not that." But when he's come off the phone, in my heart of hearts, I'm just like,
he's dead because of me.
There.
Did you not see him like knock his head on a corner
No,
or
he didn't knock his
stone
head.
or nothing?
No.
Just that one punch?
Yeah, I can tell you what they said later on.
Okay, cool.
So after that, the next day, my dad's rang me in the morning because I'm chilling at home, innit? It's summer holidays, innit? He's rang me and it's like, "Yo, what have you done? What have you done?" Because one of my cousins, because the word's going around now, isn't it? And he's like, "Don't leave the house. Someone's probably watching the house, probably. Don't leave the house." But we had a wedding to go to and I was getting a suit tailored. So then my dad ran back and said, "Furthermore, go to New Cross, get the suit, go back home." So I've gone to New Cross, gone to Lewisham, my brother's in the school, picked up my brother, gone to my grandma's. Furthermore, saw some of the man there was an altercation going on. You know, Lewisham, go and see the altercation. Then I've gone to my grandma's, gone home. And you're talking about Simpsons. My brother's turned on the TV to put on Simpsons because he loved it, BBC 2, 6 o'clock every day. Then as he's done that, boom, boom, boom. Then we looked at the blinds and there's bare people with suits just running around the house. Outside, you know what I mean? Open the door, "Are you Tristan?" Like, "Yeah." Then they said, "Oh, we're charging you with murder of so-and-so."
Mad.
Yeah.
At 16 that time or 17 now?
16.
Crazy. What did you think when you heard that though?
I was just calm. I didn't think. I don't think I was thinking. They was like, "Where's the clothes you wore?" I was like, "I washed that." They were searching the house. My brother was upset. Then they've just taken me to the police station. Yeah,
They didn't
late,
say,
lately
wait,
well.
I thought like when you're 16, 17, you're meant to have a parent there. Or is that only once you get interviewed?
Now they would have to call for an adult because you're still a child, innit? You can't just take a 16-year-old like that.
Of course, from their own house.
So
But they took you to the police station.
took me to Ladywell police station, yeah.
Okay. And how did that happen? So what happened then? Interview?
Yeah, my dad was present, did an interview. I was in the police station for 3 days. Then a company called Nacro came and they sat down with my father and said, look, we're going to try and attempt to get him bail. He's a child, blah, blah, blah. And they got me bail and I had to live in Birmingham. So like part of the conditions was I was banned from London and I had to live in Birmingham with a family.
You had family members there.
Birmingham, yeah.
So how long was you on bail for? So I'm guessing you must have been charged then, really?
So no, I was still charged for murder, yeah.
Okay. It was clear cut to them.
Yeah.
So they had CCTV. How did they?
No, they weren't CCTV. So what transpired was that.
Yeah, because how did they come to the conclusion that you done it?
They weren't CCTV in the case, but I don't remember. I don't recollect how they worked it back. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Remember the boys that told me he's around the corner? They came and they watched from behind a car, so they saw the altercation and they gave statements. Yeah.
This is the streets.
Yeah, they gave statements because.
Imagine that the same people that tell you he's round the corner, in essence, you can say today's age, that would be classed as enterprise, really. If I tell you the person you're looking for is round that corner and you end up shooting, stabbing, punching, the person who guided you to that is a joint enterprise. Yeah. Has to be.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have taken that turn had they not told you.
Yeah, because I was with my boy. We was on the. We was just doing us, and it's them that came out of the way and said, "Yo, he's right there," and then the mood just switched. Yeah. What would you call it, snitching? I don't know.
Well, you know why I'll call it snitching? See, this is a good conversation about snitching as well. See, for me, how I interpret snitching is if you're on the streets, bro. But they weren't streets. You're telling someone what someone's doing. So if I'm telling, if I know you got a problem, and I'm saying, and I know what you're gonna do that person. It's not like I don't know what you're gonna do. I know you're gonna punch them, slap them. If you're a knife person, you're gonna knife them. I know what you're gonna do. So if I tell you that person's round the corner and you end up doing what I think you're gonna do, if for me then to say, oh, he done that, you're a snitch. Now, a normal person on the street that doesn't know nothing about the world and says, yes, I saw this. That's a difference now. I'm not gonna call that person a snitch because you're not part of that lifestyle. If me and you are rolling, we're doing a crime, you say what happened, you're a snitch. If you're a person who told me to go and do something and then you then say this, that's where I understand snitching for me personally. But civilian, nothing to do with this world, says I personally saw this, you can't be classed as a snitch because you're not part of that. You didn't sign up to that code. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So that's what I mean about snitching, that they told you this person was around the corner. You then ended up punching a person, not that you intended to kill him.
No, they knew what was going to go down.
Exactly, that's my point, bro. So, of course, in a world of punch, it's just a punch. Like, it wasn't like you took out a knife or a gun and they knew you was going to do that. But come on, like, so I didn't know. I thought it was a CCTV or something. I didn't know it was the same people.
So for years, me and my brother didn't really. So
the court didn't say like, oh, these are the witnesses.
Yeah, no, because when you said that, I remember this. I remember the statements, reading the statements. Because then another man came forward and gave a statement that was false. A next person presented himself and was like, yeah, I was there. I saw when he punched him, where. And then I remember in the transcripts, the officer said, hold on, you weren't even there. Why are you coming forward? And the person was like, yeah, I just want to see Tristan go down. Yeah. So that person I call, you're.
Yeah, that's more than a snitch. That's
So going forward on that, so 16, punch happened, got charged for murder. What happened? You went to court.
So 6 months, I spent 6 months in Birmingham with a family member, kept myself quiet, but I did get into some scrapes up there because yeah, but I was in a at that time it was in an area called Wheelie Castle, which was away from the Handsworths and the Astons and that. But I went to college while I was up there, so I had like a yacht worker up there. I went to college. I went to Digbeth College. I studied music while I was there. I didn't even let the teachers know while I was up there. I just kept myself quiet, you know. I was integrated to a local youth club. But some guy did not like me because I was from London. He did not like me. He didn't like me. And one day in a shop, I was with my friends from my area. yeah, he just took set on me, barged me even though I tried to move out of the way. Started poking me in my head. You think you're bad because you're from London? Like, you think you're bad because you're from London? Poking me. And then I was like, yeah, I can't be a mug no more. Defended myself. And then he pulled out the biggest machete from his long North Face jacket and chased me up the road.
Of course.
Yeah, that was peak.
How did it then aspire to your case then?
So
after 6 months,
after 6 months up there,
trial.
They eventually dropped it. So they was talking about they're going to drop it to manslaughter. I had to go to central London, spend the whole days in the chambers with my barrister. He was teaching me the law, like the difference between murder and manslaughter. Agreed for them to drop it to manslaughter. I pleaded guilty, so there was no need for a trial.
Okay.
Yeah, I pleaded guilty. I took responsibility. In my heart, I knew I was responsible. You know, I had a lot of remorse. You know, so then it was just about sentencing. So what they said transpired was that I punched him and I fractured his skull. So there was bleeding on the brain, and he lived in North Woolwich, which is on the other side. So you have to take a ferry to that part of East London, but it's classed North Woolwich. So he got on the bus, he was feeling sick. When he got to Woolwich and got on the ferry, he was feeling sick. Someone called an ambulance for him, and apparently he declined the ambulance. Then when he went home to have a nap, because I guess he felt like he was tired, he fell asleep on the sofa and didn't wake up.
So it was a brain damage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Credit to you in terms of the honesty.
Yeah,
you pleaded guilty and, you know, being honest to it as well, and remorse. So we have this concept called tawbah, which is repentance in Islam, and a repentance to be accepted by Allah, God Almighty. You got to feel the remorse. You got to accept, you know, what you've done. So I think that's kind of like a positive. With that, the manslaughter, how long did you do inside prison?
So with my job, so as you know, I'm a youth practitioner, youth mentor, go around the country, pan London, working with young people, do sessions, give my testimony.
Okay.
Yeah, of going through the roads, having the light bulb moment, using my lived experience, turning it around and working with the young people. And now when I talk about this, I don't tell young people how long I've done. Yeah. Okay. But I'm gonna share it with you because, as you know, the streets is like rolling the dice. Everyone's luck isn't the same. Yeah. And with sharing a story, you can hear like there's different mitigating circumstances to why this young person passed away. So I was sentenced to 1 year. And for children, there's a thing called detention training order with a maximum of 2 years. DTO. Yeah, so I was given a detention training order of 12 months. And I served 6 months in Feltham, Onley, and released from Hollesley Bay. Yeah.
I think though, again, just like Imam said, I think the credit that was probably given to you by the judge was the fact that you pled guilty to it. Because even as you said, you pled guilty to it. In my maybe bad brain, back in the day kind of brain, I was like, no, I would not have gone guilty on that. I would have said, I did not mean to kill this guy. It was a punch, accident. I'm going court and saying this was an accident. I didn't intend, because manslaughter has a kind of, you intended
to cause harm.
Like that. If it was a knuckle duster or a bat, yeah, I get it. A punch, we have fights all the time, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that would be my brain personally. So for you to just say, you know what, remorse, I done it. The judge probably saw that, man, and just thought, look, let me give him a light sentence because he went plead guilty. He did give a punch. That was probably, and then maybe did they bring up things about your football maybe and things like that went to your side?
Yeah, so some of the community leaders at that time wrote character statements. You know, Lee Lang again wrote a statement. I used to go to, there was like a dance school, Duravel, which is a family that set up a dance school for the community. Lena, big up Lena as well, and her family. So yeah, some of them wrote character statements. The judge did ask for the school to get involved in the case and they refused. You know, they didn't want to take the responsibility of that. If the school intervened properly, it could have just stopped transpiring this far. You know what I mean?
That was happening, etc., etc. And even taking it from inside the school to outside the school, really.
Yeah.
Assuming you went in about 17, you're probably out by 18.
I was out by 17.
Okay. And after coming out, did that impact you? What happened? What did you do in terms of going forward when you came out?
When I came out, I went to college. I went to Lewisham College, Deptford campus. I studied fine art. Had all the intentions of just going straight and narrow, you know. But yeah, you're back in the jungle, innit? Back to Lewisham. But I did well. I left there with merits. And my tutor at the time was like, look, your work's more inclined like graphic. Why don't you try go to a graphic college? So I went to Ravensbourne, which is a specialist art college in Chislehurst. I studied computer visualization there, but then after I dropped out, because life got a bit rocky at home with dad. Me growing into a young man. There's a Jamaican saying, 2 balls can't live in 1 pen. I think I'm a big man, dad not having it. So yeah.
Got a bit testy.
Yeah, then I dropped out and started pursuing semi-pro football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that help you, semi-pro football? Did that kind of like help you keep you on the straight and narrow?
No, because there was still beefs happening in the ends. This is when the ends started to divide a bit. Yeah. Amongst my age group.
Okay.
And having issues with like outside groups.
Right.
Yeah.
Outside groups, outside Lewisham? Or?
Yeah, outside Lewisham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And in that beef and stuff, did Lewisham start splitting? Did you start taking a side with the splits in Lewisham? Did that impact you?
So when I say the splits, it's not like you'd say now, like how the youngers have broke it up to like a microcosm, every other road or every other state is a gang. It's just like, you know, like little niggly ones. Yeah.
Yes, and it would probably mostly be one person has an issue with another person.
Yeah, so now your loyalty is tested, innit, to your friendships. It's more loyalty, yeah.
Because one thing, I met your dad at Uncle Abdullah's funeral and burial. So it was at the graveyard, I met him. So, you know, that generation where everybody knew one another and everybody had respect. But the generation that came after, you know, the split started happening. You know, that one feeling of community, I don't know what the reasons. Yeah, I mean, we would probably say, look, you know, it's because it's a lot with the younger generation, the haram life, the impermissible lifestyle. Haram things never bring you blessings. So people are shorting drugs, but now you're trying to take their business from this end or that end. Okay, they're getting upset because money it's you know, affecting their kind of like so-called livelihood. Was that a reason? Because it was coming to that later on, you know, turnip, broccoli came its own kind of like
own little set.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking this.
Yeah, so, but I had a very close friend that we speak about downstairs. Yeah, and my loyalty was to like him. And you could say we rep broccoli, and then we would just have little fallouts with some of the brothers from Ghetto or Peeps, Deptford. You know what I mean? Because now my loyalty. Funny enough, me and him had to fight in school as well. We had a fight, and then on my release, after my release, I saw him one time, and he was putting his dukes up to fight. And I'm saying, nah, man, it's not that. Like, we're both from the same ends, and then we just became bona fides. Yeah.
Okay.
It usually happens like that, innit?
Yeah.
That people test each other, and then through the testing each other, you realize, you know what, this is a straight guy to be with. I prefer to be my friend than to be my enemy.
Because we was having.
And also, you know, sometimes you don't find someone maybe senior in the middle that's trying to reconcile, because sometimes it's petty, silly things. I remember nobody sometimes, I would say nobody, but sometimes maybe it's authorities don't want any community to flourish together. In America, you know, the African American community divided. When Malcolm X came to kind of like galvanize them, they sent agents to kill off Malcolm X and so on. You know, wasn't there anybody in the community that could say, look, you know, everybody's very similar. Caribbean background, parents are from the Caribbean, it's first generation, you know, people are struggling, moms are working 2 jobs, dads are struggling. It's supposed to be kind of like a sense of unity. So
growing, them times there was community leaders, because like I said, like I can think of like people that run Moonshot, or even like the ventures that were running, like Deptford Ventures, but their voices just didn't resonate enough in the community. So they were there. Like if you look back, you can see that they're there, but they probably just didn't have that guile within them to say, yo, this way, you know what I mean?
Just can't run.
Yeah.
I was having who was I saying that to? I was having a discussion, and I think maybe on one of the podcasts, and we were saying like, growing up, and it's funny actually, I didn't want to put Imran in it, but Imran is saying, mashallah, that to the point you was just saying, and he's here to say it to his face in the sense that credit is due to some people. There were some people on the streets and they tried. You know, Imran was one of them, you know, Bilal and Reds and others that we was deep in it. And you remember, we was deep in it. And they would come to us and tell us, look, come off that. Come do this, come do that. So, but it was limited.
Yeah.
And they spoke the same language that we spoke.
Yeah.
So you give them the day and time to listen to them a bit, and you might even follow them to the mosque and just show a bit of respect and be like, you know, I'm going to pray. And do you know what I'm trying to say? But I think what wasn't there, and that's maybe the whole community involvement, is there wasn't solutions though. So, all right, come off the roads. But boom, start a business.
Yeah.
I got a link for you for business, actually.
Yeah, what you're replacing with.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? There wasn't that, all right, you know what? Don't beef no more, because I'm going to chat to the person you're beefing and it's going to be done today.
Yeah.
There wasn't that. So you're going to tell me, take my knife away or gun, wherever I'm holding.
And I'm slipping.
And now I'm leaving my house and someone, it ain't going to run. So I think there was limited people that was probably around, but they probably didn't have the finances, the support like that to make it change. And if...
Or they had the intention, but they didn't even know the end product.
Exactly.
What does that look like?
People.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them, 100%. There was definitely not a lot of them. And not ones that spoke your language. Like you just said, they didn't speak our language. They wasn't involved in the life that we was involved. You got a man in suit telling you, you know, you should leave. You don't know what I'm going through, big man. So you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. So with all due respect, peace.
Yeah, chill out.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Where someone who's been through it and says, look, I know what you're going through. I know what's behind that streets. I've been there. Come with me and let me show you this, that. And even going back to it, what did you say? We was looking at the streets. We saw the guys dressing in whatever they was dressing in, driving what they was driving. And you thought that was the world. But had we seen some legit dudes doing that?
Or come and talk to us, communicate with us.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? You think, you know what? He's legit. He's running a this, that business and he's driving that. Boy, I need to start my own business like that. There wasn't that. And if they was humble with it. Like you never saw someone
they just
who was
cut through.
legit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? They were wearing their suits, go to work, and they didn't interact with the streets like that.
Yeah.
And I think maybe moving forward as part of this kind of hold the bridges, that we need to have more of that. Guys that's left the streets like us lot, having businesses, going back to the streets and saying, look, yeah, now we can come to you and say, come and start a business.
Work with us, yeah.
Come work with me. I've got a business. You've got a tools.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of what's missing. It's easy to say to someone, don't do this, but then not give them an opportunity. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And I think that was what was missing on the streets those days. And inshallah, maybe with, you know, money coming in and more unity like this, that's the solution that needs to come about.
100%.
People that have got respect, command it and tell them, man, yo,
finish with that.
Khalas with that.
Like,
yeah, let's finish that.
100.
Let's move on a bit. So 17, you've come out of prison. Was there, because again, I didn't know you, but like Imam said, your name had a name to it now because you punched someone. So it had, as in the streets world, that kind of persona. Did you feel like there was a persona now? I've done that and I'm going to live up to it, or was it?
Nah.
This is where it is now.
Nah, but going back a bit though, because of the breakdown in my family home, there was a piece missing from my heart, and that was my mum, because now she was fully fledged in her substance misuse, innit? So when I look back, and to answer your question, did I feel like I was living up to it? Because when I speak to some people now and they see me, they're like, what do you do? And I say, yeah, I'm a youth practitioner. I do this, I do that, blah, blah, blah. They're like, what, you? Back in the day, you had an angry face, you know, like you. And I'm saying, really? Did I look? And then when I say, I was an angry young boy. I was angry, but I didn't know how I projected that and what I looked like. And I can identify why I was angry.
Yeah, you definitely didn't speak like this.
Yeah.
This is the craziest part, Akhi. Like, people will never take you back 10 years and think, yeah, you speak so calm and collected. And like, when I see, what's the brother Patterson?
Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne Patterson. You talk to him and you think, there is no way this guy's a gangster.
Articulate, yeah.
This guy's just articulate, yes, brother. And, you know, I'm thinking, how? But
Jekyll and Hyde, innit?
Yeah, you got Jekyll and Hyde all over the place, Akhi. Don't worry about that. Jekyll and Hyde is everywhere, Akhi. All of us are Jekyll and Hyde. But it's true, man. When you're in a particular lifestyle, it's hard to see yourself back and the person that you was.
Yeah. To
reflect back and think, actually, I was rude. I did screw people. I did shut someone down. I did box for no reason. And now I'm talking articulate and calm, and two different, literally human beings, bro.
There's a few factors to that. I mean, one is...
To be in a Jekyll and Hyde?
No, in terms of, you know, everybody's struggling in life. Let's say mom's going through issues, there's splits in families, and always looking at solutions. A solution might be, you spoke about community leaders. It might be, it's an imam, it's an uncle, it's an aunt. We often don't look at solutions. Yeah, meaning someone should come and take that responsibility. I was reading something, we have this fiqh, the jurisprudence, and one of the scholars was saying, look, nowadays, people, so Prophet Muhammad said in a statement, he says, if somebody looks after an orphan, they will be like this in paradise with me, meaning close.
Yeah.
He was explaining this. He said, it doesn't mean you're giving money. He goes, no, that's not the definition of looking after an orphan. Yeah, looking after an orphan is you take them into your family. Yeah, real care. I saw this. We don't see this in the Western countries because we're just sending money.
Yeah.
I went to Gambia and you're going to see Muslim families. I met a guy and he's got about 15, 20 kids. I said, whoa, 15, 20. He goes, no, Akhi, that's you know what? My best friend died, but I took on his kids. My cousin died, I took on his kids. That's what it is. That's really looking after. What I'm trying to say is, look, sometimes we need, remember, it's become a very selfish, especially in Western countries. But we need people. You might have been angry, but you got an excuse because of circumstances. But there should be somebody to kind of like guide you, support you, and say, look, this is what you need, and I'm here. And youngsters, a key thing they need, which sometimes people are unable to provide or don't want to provide, is love. Love calms down a person. So that's just a side point. The other thing, Tristan, is we have the concept of qadar, which is decree. God's decree, Allah's decree. In it, there's a wisdom. What you are today with St. Giles, the work that you're putting in, the traveling that you're doing, the youngsters that you're influencing, the support that you're giving, you're able to better support them now because of what you've been through the system and understanding the system now. So I want you to speak about that a bit more in terms of what you're doing now, your work with St. Giles, when you started, even coming out of prison, having a criminal record, and then, you know what, them to give you a chance is a big thing because a lot of businesses, and they say, look, no, we can't trust this guy. So speak about that. And then I've got another important point I want to ask about. A bit about that, please.
So I would add to it though, just before, because it's a big jump. And maybe before going into the work that you do, because we usually do that at the end.
Okay.
What was the turning point probably is the better kind of...
What was the turning point?
Yeah, to changing. Because we've gone through, obviously, prison, dad, mum, substance. That's what we just kind of finished now with the substance. What's the turning point before St. Giles? So what was their turning point? You said, you know what, I'm done with the streets. Well,
there was a situation... So, yeah, we jumped a lot because there was a situation where, I was mistakenly shot, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is when the ends
got heated.
Yeah, proper on its, turn on itself, innit?
So someone was trying to get someone else.
Yeah, and I got hit, a couple times. And this is the maddest thing. So God gave me another chance at football. Yeah, I was playing for the Charlton community team. Amazing man, Darren Phillips, another man, community man. He created a football team, bringing people together. Darren Phillips, he worked with the FA. One day, my cousin T, he rang me and said, yo, I got a trial for you. Come. I'm like, I can't come to the trial. I've just eaten grandma's dinner and Guinness punch and that. I'm heavy. He's like, come, bruv, you have to come. He's grabbed me. I've gone there. I'm sluggish. But the man said, no, I can see you're good. Just get your fitness up, boom, boom. Play for them for a year and a bit. And then he was like, rah, I'm going to set up a behind the closed doors match. Because what he did, he partnered this team, the community team, to the main Charlton team. Yeah, and the community trust. And he said, basically, I've set up a behind the doors match against the first team. You and Ty are going to play them. They set up that, just play, as long as you play 50% good, you two are getting signed. They're going to give us a change for you lot. And that's going to help the community project. And this is why young people got to understand, making positive decisions. Because you can see that everything that I've been through up to there, God still gave me another chance at ball. But my poor decision making, someone's called me and said, yo, come and help me in this passer. And I'm like, yeah, I got to be loyal. Gone there. It's not even my thing. They're gone for someone else. I got hit 3 times, ironically, one time in my foot,
Why ironically? Why? Oh, sorry, because of the football thing.
Because I'm gonna play this big match, innit? Where I'm potentially gonna get signed. Remember, my man said, play 50% good. Oh, Tristan, you've been amazing this year. Play 50. As long as you give your all, you're gonna, yeah. And then I remember laying on the floor and my arm was broken from one of the bullets. Arm was shaking, nerve damage. And I remember looking at the blue sky And I said to God, as long as I'm not dead, I will take this as I understand karma. I understand.
Okay.
You know?
You took it as that.
I took it as karma because my right hand was damaged.
That's your fist one.
When I was 16, what was I using my fist for? You know? Then after that, like, so you're talking about when did I leave the street? Because up until then I didn't leave the street. You know?
What age is this now?
So this is like 24. Then the following year, my brother got shot in a disagreement with people that we know from the ends. Then that's spiraled into whatever. And listening to the story, you can see that me and my brother got a trauma bond growing up, innit? Like, we got this, you know what I mean? So,
the situation.
Yeah. So then prior to that, healed, whatever, left the area, whatever. These times, Imran, checking up on man, making sure we're good. You could go to my house when I'm not there. These times I moved to Brixton. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So would you say that point there was kind of like a decision, whether you said it out loud or internally, that cool, I need to pivot out of this life?
No, because...
So you're still fully fledged?
It's not even that I'm fully fledged. I'm just like, it's tense, isn't it? I've got shot in 2009. Brother's got shot next year. It's just any day it can go off. You know what I mean? Just, you know what the streets are like at that time. Don't need to really go into it. But moving on, and then remember this time I got a child. So every decision you're making is like, how does this impact my child? You know what I mean? This impacts my child's mother as well. Because our relationship broke down because of everything that's going on. Like, it's a soup of just madness. There's no stability. You know what I mean? And this is what young people got to understand. Like, your decisions you make are going to ripple effect on everyone around you. They're going to affect even people that you don't even know that might just see you in the street and they admire the way you carry yourself. And they're going to hear that you've dropped out or something serious happened to you. They're going to be hurt for you, you know? So not until, again, poor decision making, involved in a conspiracy with drugs, gone to prison, 2017. And then I was in Belmarsh, hoping it was going to be mature prisoners. And it was just, they dropped the age from 21 to 18. So there's just bare young brothers in there just on a mad one. You know, every day in the visiting hall, I'm on remand for drugs. So I know my time's not going to be mad like these young brothers. I'll go in the visiting hall, I'll be like, yo, what are you looking at? You say 25 years. How old are you? 19. I'm like, blood. What are you looking at, my boy? 30 years. How old are you? 21. What are you looking at? You're looking at 17. How old are you? 18. After a week of that, I was like spiritually drained. Like, rah, this is mad. These brothers, you know what I mean? So, in Belmarsh, I just gravitated to some of the younger brothers and just, because I knew, like, I'm coming out in a few years, man. And like... You've
already been sentenced?
No, I haven't. I'm on remand, but I'm not getting what they're getting.
Of course.
But that's when the switch is happening. Because now at this time, my partner at the time, she's pregnant. Like, we plan to conceive together. Like, we plan to have a summer baby. We planned it. You know what I mean? I'm in prison. I'm like, see, this is the ripple effects of poor decision making again. Now I'm a fully fledged adult with poor decision making. It's impacting. And like, even my grandma, she went to the court, you know. One day I was laying in my bed in Belmarsh and an emotion came over me like, something's not right. So I rang back home. I'm like, did grandma go to court today? Did you not go to court? And she's like, yeah, how did you know? I was like, I felt energy. Because every time I'd get arrested, like, so I've been arrested or I've been remanded a couple of times in between my sentence as a 16-year-old and my sentence as a 32-year-old, right? I've been remanded. My grandma would always go to court with the deeds for her house and some money and say, let my grandson out. My grandma. Yeah? And that's when I was like, yeah, this is dead, man. You know?
I'm hurting my people.
Yeah, man.
That's your mum's mum?
Mum's mum, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone saw that on the streets though. I don't think when you're going out each day and you're thinking of shooting or selling drugs, you're thinking, I'll go to prison, my mum's gonna have to visit. I don't think you think like that. It's just it's a very selfish, I'm just doing me.
Yeah.
That's literally like, if I look back on, that's what it felt like. You're just doing you. You're not even thinking of the consequences.
You don't. Yeah.
Until you're probably behind that someone is locked.
Because you're acting off emotion, innit?
100%.
Especially when it's around a violation, it's all emotion. Even if you've justified how you feel, it's
based on an emotion.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about that thing that there was a guy that said that most decisions are made in 30 seconds. And then now you're doing 30 years though. But the decision you made was split. And hence we talk about in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ is telling you, don't get angry.
Even the principle of the violation, you might think, I'm in the right.
100%.
I'm in the right. But then you still got to think, boy, what does that look like? Yeah.
And so the consequence, if you took your ego out of it, would be, I'll look moist, but I'm not going to do 30 years. But people, so a lot of the streets is based around
perception.
Ego,
yeah.
100%. And the perception comes from ego. What do they think of me? If I don't, like for example, you said you went for your friend, but there was an ego involved in that. That's my friend. That's how could they? Why would they? I'm his friend. Whatever. You understand? Now you're in prison for someone else. Or you're shot for someone else, or someone gets dead for someone else. Most people that's in prison right now, who they in prison for? If you think about names, you don't need to mention no names. Who you in prison for, bro? That girl, because of this girl. My friend got beat, so I'm now shooting for him. But your friend is on the streets. He's a big man. He's a businessman now. You're doing a 30 bid.
Yeah.
But he's a businessman. He might not even visit you. Even though the case was for him, he doesn't even visit you no more. So I think the moral of the story when we talk about the streets, and we always bring it back to that, is that it is a pointless path. I think who was I speaking to yesterday? Someone was speaking yesterday anyway. They said, anything, or was it the barber and the man now actually, as I was getting a trim, literally the yard man was talking to me. And he goes to me, say, I can't do his accent, but I was going to try to do his accent. But he said, you know what, everything about the streets, because he was talking a bit of like what he used to do back in the day, even though he's cutting my hair. Yeah. And he was like, you see something about the streets? He goes, no matter how big you become, you always have to start back again. You always have to, like, you can have a yard in back home, you can have all the cars, you can have all the money. But somehow, you always have to start again. Whether it's because you got in prison, you got shot, you got robbed. Something's happening that makes you start again. But you said, you see a legit man, he's always going forward. You understand? It might be small money, but he's always going straight.
And up.
And up.
He's growing, isn't it? He's growing.
That little £10 from McDonald's every day is becoming 100,000 or whatever. Or he doesn't have to look over his shoulder or... But
it's priceless.
100%, bro. And I hope the people that watch this understand, like, freedom is priceless. Like, any person you tell right now, bro, forget your case, I'll give you whatever to come out of prison, they'll take it. They'll take it. They'll say, no, forget my money, just give me freedom right now. Even if it's a 1-year bid, I'm going to come out, bro, and change my life. But anyway, I hope people benefit from that kind of conversation where you had there. Moving on, just due to time, back to Imam Shakur's question. Obviously, you made a change. 32, you're saying now, because you're in prison, you thought about it, your grandma, etc., etc. Was it when you come out now, you said, "Form, I'm done, and I'm gonna what?"
No, so one thing happened. So I moved from Belmarsh to Brixton.
So now you're sentenced.
Yeah, I was sentenced. Got to Brixton, and the celly that I went in, he had a phone.
Okay.
So yeah, I was able to FaceTime my partner and see the newborn and see my oldest daughter with a newborn. Then I've quickly gone on Instagram. Then I've seen someone's lost their life. I'm like, hold on, that's my close brethren's little brother. What? Let me see. What? No, no way. And that young man didn't do road.
Okay.
Come from a good family home. Mom, dad, older brother, older sister, older brother, twin sister. Went to party, stabbed.
You're talking about Little Thing and from Peeps.
No.
Not that one.
No. So that hurt. And then while I was incarcerated, when I'm, you know what it's like you're living TV guide, innit? After bang up, you know what's coming on, innit? Yeah. Putting the news on, every day I'm just seeing young man stabbed, young man stabbed, young man stabbed, young man stabbed. And I'm like, boy, yeah, they're moving bad out there, but when they come in here, these man ain't moving bad.
Yeah, they're good youths.
These youths saying that they're mad trappy, but their cell looks basic. Or they go on a visit, it's just their mum, always visiting them. It's just their mum. So in that's like, I know I started to support the young brothers with like being Mackenzie witness, because the young brothers are angry again. They're working off emotion. I'm saying don't fight the system with violence. You're just gonna get twist up and bang up. Use the paper system that's there, innit? They use the paper system against you for adjudication and write you up. Use it and benefit yourself. So I was encouraging the brothers to go education or whatever and say, yo, man, just pattern up, fix up, innit? And that was like the light bulb moment. Like, yeah, when I come out, I want to be a mentor. I want to mentor the young people.
But even that position of mentoring, why mentoring? Did you feel a sense of achievement from it? Was that
not even achievement? I was just like, I understood that at this moment, I understood like everything that I've been through. And I didn't even know the term lived experience at that time. I just knew that I've had everything I've been through. I could package it in a way to a young person and say, yo, aspire more for yourself.
And was that coming from a place of like making good for your years? Like,
no, because I understood, that my children and my nephew are going to grow up. And like people can say, my kids won't get involved in that. I'm good. My household's good. It's not about that. Because it might be just the other kid that's gonna, So we got to drop those seeds in the community everywhere we can, so it's trickling to make society better for all of our children. Even if it's not directly our children, our friends' children, our neighbour, like, because we're getting older every year, we're becoming dinosaurs. The young people are living in it. And for them to navigate, it's getting sticky out there.
So if it was from a sense of future-proofing the future, in essence.
Yeah.
And giving back kind of mindset. So how did that then lead on to, like you was saying about the St. Giles?
So there's a lady that's been my mentor for many years. And while I was in prison, I just wrote a 12-week program. I was like, look, this is what I want to do when I come out. And she's like, then she just sent me a link. She said, apply for this job. It's going to teach you everything you need to know. 5 months later, I applied for it. I got the job to be a facilitator, mentor, and work in schools with young people. Yeah.
How's that been now?
It's been very good, to be fair. It's been good. I've worked pan-London. I've worked in many places outside of London I wouldn't even really gone to. Weston-super-Mare, Newcastle.
And these are all like so-called street youngsters.
These are youngsters because the street culture is glamorized, isn't it? From movies, the music. You can watch it just on your phone. You can try and replicate someone. Go JD, buy a black tracksuit. You're from an ends that's a cut through now. You're calling your ends a gang. That's what the young people are doing, isn't it? That ends used to be a little cut through. What do you mean? This is a gang area. Yeah. So it's about giving the real education of simply what you're saying. Like the end game ain't gonna make sense. Everyone wants to be Scarface.
Everyone, like slicked up and dead. Like,
if you want to be paid in full, like
they're all dead.
You want to be these guys.
I always say that the funny thing about movies is like people don't look at the end. Like, do you not watch the end, bro? What happened to Scarface? What happened to Don Corleone? What happened to any so-called gangster? Think of any.
That one was peak because remember his daughter got shot in it in the Godfather. His daughter,
100%. I can't think of one movies are fake. Let's just go to that one. But secondly, they're all dead, bro.
But it glamorizes the life though for the naive mind of children.
I hear that. That's the sad part. And then when we talk about movies and making productive movies, a lot of people don't get it, bro. You're just selling tickets, not realizing the tickets you're selling is selling these kids into prison.
Yeah.
Literally, you're making money, but the narrative that you're showing people, even if you say it's a life story, but a lot of people don't see that. For example, what's that film, man? And with Denzel Washington played.
Not Equalizer.
Nah. But it was based on real life though. And he went prison and everything. He shot a guy when he was having a CAF meeting or something.
I don't know.
Frank Lucas.
Oh, Frank Lucas, yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
Frank Lucas done how many years, bro? How many years did he do?
And then he has to testify.
And he became a snitch. So, but then people look, I'm Frank Lucas in the music. Like, bro, he went prison. He done 30, whatever he done. He became a snitch. What are you promoting?
And his family died and got money, got tech. And so, yeah, it's the end game, innit? It's about the peace. It's about,
Tristan, just a few points on that. So one, your thinking, your mindset, what you're giving back. I mean, I would like, I've been, especially in Lucia for many, many years, everybody to have that mindset. And for people like you, which you are doing, but to influence others, especially, your generation, to influence those who are younger, to kind of like put that positivity within society. Yeah, there's a statement of Prophet Muhammad, the best of you is the one who's the most beneficial towards society. You know, because like you said, it might not be your kid that is involved, but because so much is happening around, he or she can be a bystander. Remember that girl, 9-year-old girl got shot in North London. Yeah, bike ride, he's shooting at somebody else, but she's the one who got shot. So it can be a bystander, but getting shot. So, you know, but I really like that, what you're doing. The other thing was, you're not a Muslim. But I know you got, you know, Imran. He's always kind of like, you know, speaking highly of you from long time. You know, there was a funeral recently and I didn't know. I came to the funeral and, you know, met your father, met some of your family, and that uncle Abdullah, you know, from the mosque, Muslim for many, many years, was a volunteer at the mosque, related to you. So you got family that are Muslims. The question really is, sometimes people might give a perception. Tristan, yeah, Raima, you know, he doesn't like Muslims. He doesn't get around Muslims. You know, what would you say to that? Yeah, what would you say? What kind of message you want to give out there so people understand, youngsters understand? Because my kind of like, you could say, principle is, or vision is, you can be a non-Muslim, you can be a Muslim. It doesn't mean you got to kind of like get into aggression and violence.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
He's Muslim. So you're gonna tell us.
No, do you remember? So when I was in Onley,
Yeah.
when I was in Onley, I think they moved me in the evening, innit? So I didn't get to see no one. And on that wing, there was bullying someone next door to my cell, right? They were telling him to sing Barbie Girl out the window. Yeah. And I said, next door, do not sing that.
Stop.
I was like, don't sing that. And then them lot was like, who's saying that? And I'm like, me, wait. And they're like, I was like, don't sing that out the window. And there's like, all right, watch me see you in the gym in the morning. I said, all right, cool. And then that brother said, oh, thank you for backing me. And then he started just giving me dawah through, he's like a Muslim, I'm from like Bradford. But he was just sharing the knowledge of Islam with me. It's not like he was like, yo, brother, this, you know, like, no, he was just sharing Islam with me. And then met him outside. And then, he just, no.
Oh, yeah,
in the next day. And then he just started. So I've always grown up around Islam, like Uncle Abdullah, yeah? Like I said, even back 20 odd years ago, one of my good friends from Brixton, that's very known, come link me Lucian, I brought him to the mosque here.
Okay.
I chilled in the I chilled in the show in the car while he's coming here to pray. My best friend, my bona fide Muslim. Like, so I've always been around Islam. When the elders from the mosque come into my house, they're having their reasons with dad. I've always been around Islam. I have a Quran in my house. Yeah. So
my name is Muhammad. I just haven't told you.
Yeah.
You know, there's a verse on the Quran: whoever kills one soul, it's like killing all of humanity. So meaning where it's a Muslim dying, a non-Muslim dying, you know, we don't want this. We don't want this. So, you know, I knew, I'm just, you know, for the viewers, I know, because I know you, we've spoken numerous times. So I know that's what I want youngsters to hear. This is what it's about. It can be a Muslim, it can be a non-Muslim. Bro, we don't want kind of like violence and aggression taking place, you know, amongst youth and so on. So that was the angle.
Cool. Just to finalize, because we've gone usually kind of past our 1 hour kind of line that we like to go to, but obviously the topic is important. So to finalize, obviously you're working in St. Giles. How long you been working there now?
5 years. Yeah.
Mashallah. So basically since what, you kind of come out?
Yeah, I can come out. On the side of that, I go into prisons as well.
Okay.
To the people talk to and youth estates, talk to young brothers in there as well. Family members got an organisation as well, Saving Souls, doing work in the community, providing free football, free self-defense for ladies. We got a men's group where men can come together and just share whatever they're going through, and we can build with them. Women have a group as well.
Sign up.
We got a food bank as well that we do as well. So yeah, I do a lot of community work as well.
Mashallah. Finalizing, then obviously you've been through a lot, Akhi. You know, from the prisons to the lifestyle to now, you know, trying to be a better person as much as you can. We all make faults and mistakes, as we're going to do until we die. But what is maybe your recap of life thus far, maybe an important lesson that people can benefit from?
Is that each day's a new page to be better than yesterday. And believe in oneself. Like, your current state ain't who you're going to be. Like, some people might not be in a good space right now.
100%.
They might be on the edge of giving up or saying they're going to go and do a mad thing. Their pockets might be dry and they need money. And they've got a friend that's in the air saying, yo, come and do this. You can make loads of money. Yeah, you can make loads of money, but what are the consequences? Yeah. So it's about having that critical thinking and visualizing where you really want to be, you know, and don't, okay, let's not say don't, because we don't say don't do that. Yeah, just really think about your choices and the life that you want, because where you are right now doesn't determine that.
Where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I resonate with that. I think it was, I once mentioned his name, but it was a brother that I met, and he saw me in a train station and he was like, bro, I heard you come out. I'm like, yeah, I've been out for a couple of years, blah, blah, blah. And then he talks about, obviously, I heard you're practicing. He goes, bro, I'm looking into Islam. And it's not to show about myself, but it's just to give what people perceive you and how you can also change. And he said to me, bro, if someone ever told me that you are practicing Muslim, praying and doing so good stuff, I would never believe it. But until I've seen you now coming from work, like I would just see it as hearsay to people. So I think resonating with that is, yeah, man, 100%. Wherever you are right now in the world, you can be the worst so-called gangster. You can be, you know, the worst person that people think you're the worst person. You can be in prison for the craziest case. You can, don't lose hope in thinking you can't be a different person in a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time, even the next day. Literally, a decision today made, tomorrow you're a different person. No one can say, because you've done this, that's your box now.
That defines you.
Do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
And do you know why that's powerful? Because for a lot of years, even up to a few years ago, I still lived with guilt for the young man that lost his life.
So that put you in like a...
So even when, I lived with a lot of guilt with that. Because it's not like it was a gang thing and I went out there and I was like, yeah, you know? So as much as good things would happen to me, I'd think this young man can't experience that.
Yeah.
Or I could share something with the viewers. Like, one thing that resonates with me, I remember in the court when I was getting sentenced, the way the mother was crying for her son. The way she was crying, you know?
Yeah. And that, you know, because now you become a parent, that resonates even deeper. Yeah, nobody will feel that loss more than a parent, and especially a mother that's carried that baby for. So it's deep. So, you know, condolences to the family, and
I think that's a good way to finish. I hope anyone who's watching this benefits, changes your life in however positive way you see fit. Wa jazakumullah khair for coming. We appreciate your time. Inshallah, Allah guides you to goodness. And that's what we can ask for you. You know, Allah guides you to goodness. And, you know, more goodness comes from you, bro. Jazakumullah khair for coming. And for those who are watching, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.